Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido, and today we're coming to you from Medali City where the Aethers are going head to head with the Hammerlocke Draconids, and the last time we saw these two sides collide, it was inside of Victory Road where the Aethers were successful in that major semi-final matchup, going on to the Champions game to become our reigning champions, whereas for the Draconids, they were unsuccessful in not just that much, but in making the Champions game, being eliminated from Victory Road. But with all that said today, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the flying types? Will it be the dragon types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And now, with both sides trying their best to get themselves a spot in this season's Victory Road, it is the Aethers starting out with their Terrestrial Draftee Espatra alongside that mold-breaking Hawlucha, going up against the Draconid's own Terrestrial Draftee in Cramorant, who is alongside Gabite. But that is right, both these sides are trying to secure their spot inside Victory Road, and they need to do their best here because they only have 3 more games left this season before we do reach Victory Road. But who will come out in this contest as we start the action? It is Hawlucha with that speed control going for the ally switch, immediately trading places with Espatra early on in the field here in this contest, but Espatra does follow it up with the rapid spin. It is going to give itself an early speed boost, and it has that speed boost ability as well, but it wants to maintain full speed control for the Aethers, but it's the self-destruct, and Cramorant takes itself out of this match at the very beginning, getting in massive damage onto everybody, including its teammate Gabite, who does follow it up with the poison jab to actually put Espatra into knockout range. But there is that speed boost ability coming into play as the Draconids, they do send out Dragonair into this contest. Espatra is going with the Leech Life, trying to get back some energy by sapping it from Dragonair. They're getting itself out of knockout range as Hawlucha is looking to follow it up. It is going with the hard press. They are concentrating their efforts onto Dragonair, getting some great damage. Dragonair already having taken quite a bit of damage, but it is going to be chowing down here on its Citrus Berry, offsetting a great deal of damage that it has already taken as Gabite is going to respond with the Stomping Tantrum. But the Aethers, they are immune to ground type moves. Dragonair trying to do their part though, goes with the Whirlwind. They're going to send Hawlucha back to the bench, but they are still in this matchup, being dragged out in their place. It is going to be Pelipper. They're trying to throw off the game plan here of the Medali Aethers as that speed boost continues to boost that speed of Espatra, going with the entrainment, focusing in on to Gabite here, who has that sand availability that's now going to become that speed boost ability. This could actually benefit the Draconids here as Gabite responds with the Mach Punch to put Espatra back into knockout range with that not very effective move. Dragonair following it up with the Sleep Powder. They're going to put Pelipper to sleep, leaving Espatra, who is an extremely easy target right now for the Draconids, to have to do the work all by itself. Pelipper was not prepared to be coming into the matchup this early, as it is snoozing there in midair, might I add, which is very impressive. But there's that speed boost coming into play, not just for Espatra, but for Gabite. As Espatra, they're going for the Spore. They're going to put Dragonair to sleep now. It's these two speed boosting Pokemon going head to head. Espatra trying to keep Pelipper from taking damage, but Gabite, they are successful in landing that Dragon Breath onto the sleeping Pokemon here, but it is Dragonair who is also fast asleep, as is Pelipper here, and it does slow down the field of play as it is practically a singles contest between Espatra and Gabite at the moment, also trying to shield off the damage for their teammates. As Espatra, they're going with the payback. They are able to connect there with Dragonair, but Gabite responds with the stockpile. They're not going on the offensive. Instead, they are going to stockpile one here, which does allow them to boost those defensive stats, both physical and special, as Dragonair has already awoken. A great play there from the Draconids, as it is the Giga Impact from Dragonair to take Espatra out of this matchup with that critical play for good measure to ensure they get the elimination of the Terrestrial Draftee, leveling the playing field here with the Aethers as those lights are beaming bright here in Medali City. But Pelipper is still fast asleep, as we know Hawlucha will be re-entering this contest. There's another speed boost for Gabite, trying to take speed control for the Draconids, as Hawlucha, as we said, does re-enter this matchup with that Mold Breaker ability. But it is Gabite with the speed control now, going for the quick attack, quickly meeting Hawlucha as it does enter the field. Hawlucha responding though with the alluring voice to take Gabite out of this contest with that super effective connection, putting the Aethers back in front but it is going to be Dragonair who needs to respond. However, it does have to recharge after that Giga Impact, and this allows Pelipper to awaken and go for the Acid, targeting down Dragonair, putting it into knockout range. As the Draconids, they do send out Appleton into this contest. Hawlucha is setting up for the Solar Blade. It is going to be absorbing the light on this turn. The Draconids, though, could capitalize and try and get it off the field as Dragonair goes for the Dark Pulse. Not very effective, but it does put Hawlucha into knockout range. Pelipper, however, is going for the Superpower, meeting Appleton here with a good connection, but they do lower their own physical stats in the process, and we know that Appleton has been a huge asset for the Draconids, going with the Floral Healing. That is not quite the asset that we meant, because it does restore the health of Pelipper, getting him back to full strength, and that Solar Blade will be finished off by Hawlucha, but it makes the mistake of targeting down Appleton, taking barely any damage from that move. This allows Dragonair to go for the Shore Up. It's going to be restoring its own health here instead of going for that easy elimination, but it itself was an easy target as Pelipper is going to go for the Encore, but unfortunately for the Aethers, this is going to fail. Appleton trying to capitalize with the Fire Pledge, and they take Hawlucha out of this match. We are getting back to a level playing field as the Aethers, they send out Dodrio into this match. And immediately Dodrio does go for the Body Slam here onto Dragonair, and they take Dragonair out of this contest. A fantastic response by the Aethers. It is the Fly being set up by Pelipper. It is going to fly up high into the sky as Appleton, they are going for the pound, responding onto Dodrio. They're getting some chip damage, and they are being joined by Flapple, but it is Dodrio still maintaining speed control, going for the Eerie Spell onto Appleton here, trying to put them as an easier target potentially for Pelipper. But first, it is going to be Flapple going with the Leer. This is going to connect only with Dodrio. Pelipper still up high in the sky, having its defense lowered, but the Fly is finished off. But Appleton is able to hold on from that super effective move, and they are going to be chowing down here on their Enigma Berry following that super effective damage, and they are also going to go for the Defog, not going on the offensive. Instead, they lower the evasiveness of Dodrio, who does respond by going with the super effective Spatial Rent to take Appleton out of this match, ensuring it would not hold on this time. The Aethers, they're building momentum, but it is Flapple responding with the Mud Shot. But again, the Aethers, they are immune to ground type moves. This allows Pelipper to try and capitalize by setting up the Sandstorm, and this may not favor anybody on the field as that Sandstorm is kicked up. They're all going to be taking that chip damage here in play. And whilst that is happening, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe so I don't miss out on any of the action in the PokeType League. As the Draconids, they send out their last Pokemon, who is revealed to be Dracloak, immediately taking speed control for itself and going for the Blood Moon onto Pelipper, getting in some great damage on the part Water type as well. But Dodrio does respond with the Magic Powder, but that is not going to work on the part Grass type Flapple, allowing Flapple to go with the Stone Axe, and the 1-2 combination, that super effective damage and the critical play, have taken Pelipper out of this contest here. But not just that, for the Aethers, they are going to have to contend now with those stones floating in the air, that entry hazard that is going to capitalize on their part Flying type. But there is that Sandstorm continuing to do that passive damage to everybody on the field. And the Aethers, they do send out Toucannon into this contest here, who does have to deal with those pointed stones digging into it early on. Dracloak here with the spin out, immediately meeting Toucannon. They're getting some great damage with that critical play, but they do lower their speed a great deal in the process. Dodrio does respond by setting up for the Sky Attack, becoming cloaked in that harsh light. We see those wings take flight, but they can still connect with Dodrio, as it is the Terra Blast from Flapple here. Great connection here on to Dodrio, but they are going to be chowing down here on their Citrus Berry, so they're offsetting a great deal of the damage from Flapple here, as Toucannon does respond with the Zing Zap, getting in a good connection for a not very effective move onto Dracloak. But there is that Sandstorm still doing damage to everybody on the field. We still don't know who the remaining Pokemon for the Aethers is either, as they have that 3-2 advantage in this contest. And there's that Sandstorm doing that damage, but the Sky Attack will be finished off from Dodrio to eliminate Dracloak from this match. Flapple is all by themselves. They have 1-3 disadvantage. They go for the pound. They put Toucannon into knockout range, but Toucannon holding on responds with the Topsy-Turvy, but unfortunately that is going to fail. And the Sandstorm could take them out of this match. It connects with Dodrio. Toucannon needs to hang on here, but they may be unsuccessful in doing so, and they are eliminated from this matchup, bringing it down to a 1v2 contest. It's Tropius entering for the Medali Aethers, their own park grass type, having the pointed stones dig into it. Dodrio maintaining speed control with the high jump kick, the high risk, the high reward, putting Flapple into knockout range, but with that Ripen ability, it is chowing down here on that Staff Berry to drastically boost that physical defense, and it responds with the Petal Blizzard, connecting with everybody on the field. It's not very effective, but it's effective enough to make it a 1v1 contest. Dodrio is eliminated. Tropius with the Power Split. Who is the better grass type? Is it Tropius? Is it Flapple? Who's going to come out on top as the Sandstorm? It does subside. Flapple with the speed control going for the Lunar Blessing very intelligently. They are going to be restoring their health here in this match, taking themselves out of knockout range, but it is Tropius who does go for the Echoed Voice, getting some chip damage here onto Flapple, who does go for the Dragon Dance here. They are going for the setup. They are going to be boosting that 110 physical attack as well as boosting the speed, but again, they've already got speed control. It is Tropius, however, who goes for the cross poison. It is not enough though. Super effective. Flapple's still holding on, and they do go with the Thunder Punch in response, capitalizing on that part flying typing. It is Tropius though with the Throat Chop to finish Flapple off. They were able to hang on in the end. Flapple bringing it down to a 1v1 contest from a 1v3 disadvantage, but the Aethers, successful in coming out on top, are now in 5th place, and next round they are going up against the Sootopolis Aqua, whereas for the Draconids, they're in 11th place, and next round they are going up against the Ula Ula Macros. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.